We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, Kick.com, and Twitch.tv. And most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It is Wednesday. Yes, it is hump day here. The wonderful hopping on over, making our way down. We're glad you're with us today, all you normal men. We have a wonderful day of estrogen for you today. It is truly Side Scroll Hers. Hello, Blabs. Great to see you.
Oh, hi. I had a cappuccino before this.
Oh, a cappuccino with your pinky out?
I mean, no. I didn't do that, but I did have that, and then I had a nice chicken sandwich, so I'm okay right now.
Oh, wow. You had a chicken sandwich this early in the morning, huh?
Well, I mean, it's literally not morning anymore, so...
Did your mama make it for you?
No, I made it for me.
Oh, good for you. That's great. Excellent. Truly, I'm curious. Mally, are you a fan of the chicken sandwich?
Yes.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Fried or grilled?
Oh, fried.
Okay, there you go. That'll go. Pickles or no pickles?
No pickles.
That a girl! Let's go!
Listen, I had like chicken cold cuts, by the way. It was like thinly sliced chicken. It wasn't like fried chicken sandwich. And it had capers with it. The fuck? Do you not like capers?
Oh.
Hang on. This man hates mayonnaise, pickles, capers, like anything that is not like fast food.
No. What are you talking about? I just don't. So, just so we're all on the same page. If it's not capers, mayonnaise, or pickles,
you don't like anything. Food. You don't like turkey. You don't like cheese. Like, bro, what the fuck?
I like turkey just once a year on Thanksgiving. That's it.
That's literally. Thank you. You just proved my point.
Turkey is a seasonal food for me. May not be for you.
Weird,
it is for me. I'm just saying, like once a
year.
Even
Mally's giving you the eye of like judgment.
No, I'm just saying. These are all.
The reason they have it year round in the deli, Craig. I'm just saying.
I know, but listen, let's be real. Turkey.
Craig, are you retarded?
No.
I just want to ask.
Why would I be? Why would I be breathing?
You don't like a lot of things.
No. I'm just saying. We all know turkey. Am I acoustic? Is that what you said? No, listen, we all understand that turkey is best served with stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy. And listen.
Who says you can't make an open-faced sandwich with all those things?
You can, but that's very weird if it's not November.
You're weird.
No.
Yes.
Like, I'm American.
Literally
baby.
everyone thinks so.
No. Listen, just because one person in the chat says that I'm wrong doesn't mean everybody black.
That's my alt. I'm just kidding.
That's your alt. Okay, listen, we have some important things to talk about, but before we do, we have a new friend joining us today. She goes by Meg, but you can find her over on Rumble as Meggy Moo 32. Well, there she is. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. And for the record, I like capers.
Thank you. Thank you. Suck it, Craig. Suck it.
Okay, here's the thing. We can't do this today. We're not going to do this, just us guys.
Here's the thing. I'm going to do this today because I also have the power to do whatever I want over here. Right, Craig? Hey, man.
I didn't do anything to deserve that. Oh, okay. I guess I'm here alone. Hi, guys. I'm taking over the stream. I got left. I have no control to do that.
Yeah, he booted you, not me, for the record. The only one I booted was Craig.
All right, finally. Side scroll hers.
Yeah, there you go.
Side scroll hers.
I can see him in the beyond, and he's just like pondering over there about life.
What's the popcorn bucket talk of the day?
Pedro Pascal's this really weird arm because he's like Elastic Man, right, Mr. Elastic, and it's just like wrapped around. Fuck off, Craig! He's just wrapped around.
All right, listen.
All right, look. Okay. Meg's over here like, what the hell's happening on this show?
No, I
Welcome to
love it.
Side
It's
Scrollers.
chaos. I love the chaos.
All right. But seriously, important question. Screw the capers, right?
No,
Whatever.
no,
No.
they're delicious and a delicacy.
Okay, thanks, Blabs. What's your thoughts on turkey sandwiches, or just turkey in general? Is this a year-round thing, or is this a once-a-year delicacy?
I like turkey. I have a barbecue place across the street that does really good smoked turkey.
Okay,
Nice.
but here's the thing: you have the qualifier of a barbecue place. Barbecue is a year-round food.
Yes.
Right. So you can have barbecue and like smoked turkey anytime.
Yes.
But like I'm thinking, when I think turkey out of the oven with the
Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying
So you're saying
You are
like cold
making
cuts.
excuses, Craig.
I'm not making any excuses.
Yes.
at
If I
all.
get a sandwich, if I go to like Jersey Mike's or something, Jimmy John's, I'm getting turkey.
I'm getting ham.
Ham.
Yeah. Ham.
You can stand on that
Getting
side
ham.
room by yourself, and we'll all be turkey lovers over here then.
That's fine. Well, we're glad you're with us, Meg. And you
Thank you
kinda
for
too,
having
Mally.
me.
Glad you're with us too, Mally. That's fine. And whatever, Blabs.
Yeah, lucky too, man.
All right, we got a big show lined up for you guys. Lots of scintillating topics today to go off of. We're going to touch on this stop killing games. We had Ross on to talk about this initiative, and there's been an update to it. We're going to get into that. By the way, we are working to having Ross on Friday with us. Blabs has reached out to Ross, so we'll see if he wants to come on Friday to talk more about stop killing games and kind of some of the moves that have been going on. We're going to talk Roblox of all things, and a terrorist plot that was foiled in Roblox. This is a late addition to the run sheet. Diddy had his charges dropped. Okay, sounds good. The Liver King has been arrested. We have an update on the Save a Fox Michaela Reigns snarker update. That sad situation. We'll get to that as well. We have a lot of just stupidity, and we're glad you're with us today, guys. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button if it's your first time tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Join the 127,000 just normal men who have found common sense in the video game and entertainment world. Let's do our best to get to 1,337 thumbs up. That is elite speak, y'all, for likes and such. We are as I mentioned, we are back on Twitch at twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig, soon to be Side Scrollers Podcast. We'll get that switched around later. But available right now over at Side Scrollers Plus, our premium platform, where you can find all sorts of premium content like season 2 of Blabs Versus, where she takes on wonderful games that she's never played before. We have a brand new episode that's out. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This one may be the worst. And by the worst, I mean the best. Blabs.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Go watch it.
Nothing about this was fantastic.
Yes, it was. It was just like watching like a car accident in slow motion.
Yes. So the first 3 episodes of Blabs Versus have been recorded. So for season 2, Donkey Kong Country, Contra 3, and next week on Tuesday, wowie zowie, Turtles in Time. So that'll be fun. You'll see how much that may have been worse than Contra 3. I'm just going to be very honest with you.
Painful.
And then we're bringing Blabs Versus back live, exclusive to Side Scrollers Plus, which is very good. Speaking of live things going on over at Side Scrollers Plus, today after the show at 2:30 Central Time, for the first time ever, Blabs is going to watch American Pie, which is just great.
Yeah.
Mally,
You've never seen it?
Meg?
No.
Yeah, never seen it before.
I don't know how. I've kind of escaped through life.
Yeah, so pretty.
I have a confession.
Oh
Either.
no!
If you've not seen it, Mally, come join us.
You want to come watch?
You want to come watch?
I can't today, but I will. I will watch it and then I'll report back, because today I am going to go get other movie reviews that Blab is waiting for.
Oh. Okay, expect DMs later.
Oh. Mally's gonna slide into Blabs' DM very often. Anyways, join us immediately after the show today for all of our Plus members. If you'd like to become a member of Plus, go to sidescrollersplus.com. It's very simple to do. As a matter of fact, before we get into all this stuff, I haven't run this in a while, so I should probably let everybody know how you can sign up for Side Scrollers Plus so you can watch American Pie with us. Here's a demo, which I'm going to walk you through right now. It's very simple. You go to sidescrollersplus.com. You just put it in your URL right there. You go over there to become a member. That's it. If you have Rumble, you can just sign in with Rumble. If you don't, guess what? You can make a new account. It's very simple. Bam, right there. Just that simple. You put in all your information, just like you would anything else. You approve to sign into locals, and you put your little password in, make your profile, bada bing, bada boom, hit subscribe. You can use promo code if you want. You can maybe use promo code YouTube or Plus and get a discount. Try those out. Maybe see what happens. Like it says right there. Pop it in, hit apply. All of a sudden, you got yourself a nice little discount. Click support. This is the best way to support us throughout the year. So join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. We'd love for you guys to join us when we are watching American Pie and Blabs witnesses the greatness of the late 90s, early 2000s teen sex comedies. So super, super duper fun. All right. We always like to start the show. Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. I'm being totally stupid. Meg, speaking of Rumble, can you tell everybody where they can find you and some of the fun things you got going on over there?
Yeah. So you guys can find me. It's MeggieMoon32 or rumble.com/C/MeggieMoon32. I do millennial nostalgic content and Gen X. So we talk anything from 80s, 90s, and early 2000s nostalgia from movies, basically all things entertainment, movies, music, and television, mall era stuff, what we used to wear, trends like that, and just kind of revisit the stuff that made us as a generation. Because right now there's just so much shit going on in the world. We need a little palate cleanser at the end of the day. Yeah, so we just have a lot of fun over on my streams.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And of course, Mally, also over on Rumble, right there. What do you got going on, Mally? Looks like you're playing. What is this? Playing Wii Sports Resorts?
I might have been
Hell
stalking your X page and I saw what today's gaming history is, and I freaked out because it's one of my all-time favorite games. So yeah, I'll be playing it today at noon PST, which is an hour after the stream ends.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice.
Well, with that said, we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So, Blabs, how about you just give us it so I can
You're
tell
not
you
going to guess the other two?
No, go ahead.
Mally, you ruined it. Okay, anyway.
Sorry! That Rumble.
Anyway, Luffy and the Fortress of Doom was released back in 1993 in Japan. We have Wii Sports Resort released it in Japan, so not North American release date, back in 2009. And then Samurai Showdown was released back in 2019. Ta-da! But also, 2 Harry Potter video games came out this year. Well, on this day, I should say. So in 2007, Order of the Phoenix came out. And in 2010, Lego Years 1 through 4 came out. And those games are top tier. I had to do it, Craig. You're lucky I didn't put it in the actual 3 slots. I was really close. And then I was like, you know what? I don't care. Listen, I feel like after the Sonic Sandwich...
I played Harry Potter Lego all of the years. So...
Yeah. Don't worry, I made my own little tweet for it today celebrating.
I know you did.
Suck it, Craig.
I know. And look, I appreciate that you loved it so much that you didn't include it on the list today.
Well, I thought after maybe the Sonic Sandwich, I was going to give the chat a break.
Oh, that's good. You had sympathy on the audience, which is
I was
wonderful.
like, maybe I shouldn't troll them more than once. Like
Okay.
2 hours.
Okay, like that was a troll. Okay. Oh my God. Look at you backtracking. It was a troll, guys.
Right?
It was a troll.
Listen. Part of it is a troll and part of it's just me being me. So.
Yeah, I nearly ran over Bowser. All right, Bowser just...
That sounds like a you problem, and
Yes,
leave
I-
Bowser
That
alone.
sounds like a skill issue.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Skill diff.
Anyways, some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs. Although Lufia was a good game to have on the list. Yes, once again, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix available for the PSP. I'm sure you were big on that one.
No, I played on the Wii and the
Of course you
DS
did.
and the PC.
You played potato mode. Excellent.
I
Pokemon
played
Battle
on 3 different modes. What do you mean?
Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Wii 18 years ago. The Darkness, which was a one-hit. I wouldn't even say a one-hit. It was just a 1 right there. Blood Bowl for the PC 16 years ago. Spec Ops: The Line. Man, that was quite the adventure. That was like a man's game. Spec Ops: The Line 13 years ago. Company Heroes 2, 12 years ago in 2013. And then the world went crazy. And that's when all the games started going nuts. Hey, The Crew 2, 7 years ago in Japan. Look at that right there. And by the way, your Samurai Showdown, totally wrong. Unless that's the reboot, which I don't know if it was. But because the original Samurai Showdown was in the like early 90s. So
Yeah, but that's for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So
yeah, I get it. That doesn't count. Just re-release. Okay. Thanks, Blabs. Hey, give it up for Casius, who has become a Prime member over on twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig and supporting the show directly with free monies. Appreciate that. Tenarian says, I have no strong feelings one way or the other towards turkeys. For one, we don't have them in our country. And secondly, I don't find the taste remarkable or offensive. Here, we mainly eat duck or puffins.
Puffins? Not puffins.
No.
I'm just imagining Tenarian like hunting down a puffin and just like or snapping its neck or
Is
something.
that really what you're imagining?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like he's got a knife in his mouth and running around like Rambo, or just saying. I think that'd be
Right.
What?
Guys, I think Craig is showing a little bit of his issues.
No, look, I'm just saying.
You have like PTSD from a turkey gone wrong as a child or something. Like, has a turkey ever attacked you?
No.
Why would
can
you
you
bring
kill
up
that?
two pictures of them to explain your fucked up first thought?
Hey, give it up for
What's wrong
Tenarian.
with you, Craig?
Tenarian over here.
Let's dive into this real issue. What's wrong with you, man?
I think he's just surrounded by so many ladies today. He's having to prove his manhood.
No,
He
turkey,
is.
turkey is what? Tenarian nailed it. Turkey is extremely bland and dry. What do you want?
You're a bland.
Okay, tell me something I don't know. Right? Just saying. Like, but I do imagine Tenarian going Rambo on these guys. Like just going in and maybe shooting some arrows at them and hitting the arrow in the eye. I don't know. I'm just thinking how cool that would be. I'm just saying. Anyways, Tenarian, good for you. Good for you, buddy. A lot of new followers over on Twitch today, guys. Thank you very much for following us over there. Give it up for that ghost who came in as a brand new member over on YouTube. Appreciate that. Cynical Crusader says Craig and his turkey supremacist attitudes.
Truly.
That's the opposite of that. I don't want anything to do with turkey. Nothing. Give it up for Cynical Crusader, who became a brand new Plus member over at Side Scrollers Plus. Thank you very much. Best way to support us over there. Mercenary says, see why I fire Blabs every day now? Yeah, we get it. She's horrible.
The worst.
Ruddy says, the new girl better get used to hearing about Harry Potter and Jake Gyllenhaal's abs if she's going to want to stick around on this show.
Have you seen Jake's abs?
Not recently, but I will gladly look.
Right, Craig, you know what to do. Craig's wallpaper on his PC is Jake Gyllenhaal's abs.
Listen, I'm just saying, Jake Gyllenhaal's abs.
You got a man crush?
No, I have a man
Does
crush
he?
on his abs. It's ridiculous.
Well,
Look,
they're attached to him.
Is it like an inspo photo or like
Look, here's Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
if it's
Here's
not
Jake-
an inspo photo, we have some questions.
This is Jake Gyllenhaal in Roadhouse. That's all I'm saying. Look at this. Whap! He's got the quintessential man abs. He's got God bod abs. What you Mally, don't look at me like that. You know those are awesome abs.
Steroids.
I'm engaged. I'm not commenting on this.
I have a
what
wife.
I want.
I have a
Thank you.
wife.
I'm
I
married, and I
don't
will
need
say that he
nonsense.
looks pretty damn good.
Right. Thank you, Meg, for having the bravery to state the obvious.
Listen, I've been married for 10 years, so
I'm not gay like Craig.
Just saying.
Brokeback Craig, somebody said.
He's got great abs. That's all I'm saying. Give it up for Inge Loki, who subscribed with Prime. Appreciate that. Nader says Craig has to surround himself with ladies to compensate for his Jake Gyllenhaal. Thanks, Naders. And Torgo says the chat demands turkey poll. Turkey is awful. All right, Blabs, put it in the chat over on YouTube if you can. Put it everywhere.
I'm going and opening up this poll.
What do you want me to do? Turkey or not turkey?
No, just real simple. Is turkey good?
Okay.
Yes or no? Real simple. And SpartanBot says, y'all think turkey is bland? Sounds like some people have never had wild turkey before. It's 1,000 times better than farm raised. I've had wild turkey. It's great whiskey. Pretty good whiskey. That's the type of, see, Meg gets it. There you go.
Touche.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it, ladies. We have a lot to talk about today. So it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. You know, there's a lot of irony here to Eric giving us the yeehaw as our first little tidbit of quick hits comes from Eric from You, Me, and the Movies. As I got to be honest, speaking of manly men, Eric is a manly man. And I don't know, for some reason, Blabs keeps putting toilet paper stories in the run sheet. Like,
I saw it as we went live, and I'm like, this is hilarious.
well, ladies, tell me if this is not something you want staring at you while you roll out your toilet paper on the toilet here. Use a nice little Godzilla. You want Godzilla at Hobby Lobby? I'm just saying.
It looks like there's this movie that I think it was back in the 70s where things came out of the toilet. And it looked like that.
Oh, man.
My husband's in the chat. He could probably tell me what movie it was.
Hey, Meg's husband, let me tell you this right now. Listen, I'm telling you, that was one of my fears as a child. The idea of like something coming out of the toilet.
Oh, like one of them snakes, you know?
Critters. Yes, it was Critters.
Yep. The chat knows. The chat always knows.
Yes.
For me, I don't know. You know what I think it was? This is such an irrational fear. It's so stupid. But I had this fear of a hand coming out of the toilet. Right? It was so stupid. And I think it's...
Does this relate to turkey problems? Is this all coming together full circle?
What? How are you connecting the dots?
I don't know.
Weirdo?
You have PTSD of toilets and turkeys.
No.
When I was all alliteration here.
I think I saw it in a movie or something. It's like a hand came out of a toilet or something.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I know. I found it in my brain. You know what it was? It was in Ghostbusters where she's sitting on the couch. The love scene.
And the
yeah.
Zool. Yeah.
Zool came and yes, that was exactly it. There we go.
Okay,
Anyways,
There is no Dana. There is only Zool.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, anyway, so would you or would you not buy the Godzilla toilet paper, ladies?
You'd have to buy it, like, and position it so the eyes like meet your eyes.
just staring at you intently.
Yeah, and judging you.
Uncomfortable
I'm
for
gonna
multiple reasons.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Why does it have to be brown too?
I mean, it's Godzilla.
It's Godzilla.
What do you want?
Could it have been green or something?
Yeah, make it like a lizard or something. I don't know. Don't make it.
Mally's like, only if it's got like bedazzled Swarovski rhinestones on it or something.
Chat, would you? Yes or no? Would you pick up the Godzilla roller like Eric would from You, Me, and the Movies? I don't know. I'm just saying it's pretty. No, I would not.
They're busy telling you right now that turkey's good.
And
no, they're
Phoenix
not.
was texting me saying
Yes,
the
they are.
movie is ghouls.
Ghouls.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking at the poll right now. You're
Oh.
listening. Just so you know.
Look, I fully am understanding of 78% of the people who voted being absolutely horrendously wrong. I'm totally fine with that. So
Hey, look at that. You're in the minority over there.
I know. Listen, this is me, Minority Craig over here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, let's go and move on because I'm just gonna pivot from that. First, by the way, Tenarian says, speaking of puffin talk, Meg,
Oh no.
we actually catch the puffins mid-flight with a long pole, snap their necks, and skin them and cook them in a pot with their heads still attached and hanging out from the lid.
I just really hope it's done the most humanely way possible. Just saying.
The snapping I think snapping the neck is
Pretty good,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like sometimes you do it wrong and then you cause them a lot of pain because they got broken neck and they're not dead.
Well, I gotta.
I'm so sad right now.
Meg's been on for 20 minutes. She's like, I don't think this show's right for me, guys. I'm just saying.
What about killing
like
cute birds?
They kill birds.
It's part of Tenarian's culture. What are you gonna do? You know, he lives on an island in the middle of the ocean. You know, they kill the puffin. You know what's sad is that when they throw them in, they actually it's like the Godzilla toilet paper where you were talking about how it needs to make eye contact. They put the puffins in, and their little heads are sticking out as they're staring at you as they're cooked alive. Blabs, what do you think about that?
I don't like anything being cooked alive. Thank you very much.
No, they are dead. They had their necks snapped, which is fine. Give it up for Hi 8614 who used their Prime sub over at Twitch. Appreciate that. That's awesome, guys. Christmas loving engineer says, Craig, are you scared of Skibbity toilet? I don't want anything coming out of the toilet. Only things go down the toilet. I don't want anything coming out the toilet. Just saying. I've dealt with too many. I'm a dad.
Why not go down the hole?
That's a deep cut right there. I like that.
It is. Tiny Toons.
Guy Rise says, it's all right, Craig. When I was a kid and watched Jurassic Park, it gave me fear of going to the toilet on the chance that a T-Rex may come and eat me. There you go. All right. See, I'm not that weird. Guy Rise, thank you very much. By the way,
you are.
I'm a minority today, Blabs. This has been
So
well
we're not allowed to harass the minority.
Does
We're
that
not allowed to oppress the minority anymore.
Does that make me weird, huh? Is that right, Blabs?
Minorities are weird. It's gonna be clipped.
Oh my God. Jam Call says Godzilla brand toilet paper, monster strength for monster movements. Fucked up, Jam Call. Appreciate that. Max says for 5 says the girl's immediate reaction to the puffin is the reason why they won't survive. Reminds me of the women who befriended a pig instead of eating it on that Bear Grylls survival show. He's calling
It's
you
funny
weak,
you say that when
ladies.
our reaction is that because there are literally so many of other options to eat things.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't react like that if I was starving in like the fucking Arctic and I looked at a penguin. I'd be like, all right, come here, little guy. I'm going to hate this, but like,
Yeah.
we're going to get through it. Whatever I am. But it's not that. I'm not starving in the Arctic. So I'm over here like, nope, I'll stick with my steak.
But
It's also not a delicacy where we live, so
Yeah.
it's not normal. So that is a normal reaction for us to react that way.
Yeah.
just waiting for Mally to
I'll
grab.
give you I won't survive as long as a man, but it's not because of that, sir. Thank you very much.
Mally
Amen.
grabbing a puffin, walking around, and it's like squirming, and
Listen.
then it just kind of resides to the fact and looks Mally in the eye and goes, "Please don't break my neck, please."
Yeah, you're right. I would die.
Yeah, you. Then she's like, "Well, okay,
If it
I won't."
spoke to me, yeah, I'm not eating that possessed shit.
Hey, Modest came in with the 5 says, "Hey, bada bing, too much side scroll hers. What about implementing no girls allowed? Only one is allowed on the show. Blabina didn't count because she's a 12-year-old boy. Mozzarella, piscoli, cannoli." Modest, thank you very much. By the way, we're phasing out the Blabs as a 12-year-old boy bit because then it's
Craig
like,
doesn't like it.
I don't like it because then it's a 44-year-old dude broadcasting with a 12-year-old boy, and then that's really fucked up. I'm just saying. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
keep
fair.
we'll keep Blabs as a 29-year-old female.
All right,
You
fair.
guys make Craig uncomfortable. Congratulations.
Actually, I did it because I started calling her the 12-year-old boy. So
You did it yourself.
yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Hey, ladies, I got some big breaking news for you. As I'm sure your child. Hey,
What
Meg,
do you mean? That was mine. Get out of here. I'm doing it first.
I'm trying to line this up. I'm trying to line this up for Meg. Meg, you talk about like pop culture stuff, millennial
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
Well, here, Blabs, why don't you tell Meg about the wonderful story that's going on?
I don't know how wonderful it is, but let me in, StreamYards. Okay. Kim Kardashian eyed to star in Bratz movie at Amazon MGM Studios, and supposedly she's being eyed as a villain.
Well, she is one.
That's fair. Anyway, is anyone here a fan of Bratz? Because I am not. I barely ever watched them as a child.
I think it was just after me, the whole craze of it. But I find them to be quite creepy looking
Scary?
with those big eyes.
Yeah. So
But it doesn't surprise me that they're eyeing Kim Kardashian as that because she kind of looks like a Bratz
she
doll.
is. She's a man-made.
Yeah.
Quite literally. So yeah, there's your breaking news, guys. Bratz is a live action coming soon to Amazon MG near you. What, Craig?
Okay. Do you know how old the Bratz were in the Bratz show?
Aren't they like children?
I was going to say like 12 or 13.
How about like
They're in-
5?
In the show, they're supposed to be between 18 and 19. This is according to the internet right now. So the internet told me this. How old do you think Kim Kardashian is and her sex tape?
Yeah, but she wouldn't be a Bratz. She'd be a villain. So it's okay.
I think she was like 19 or 20.
Kim
Wasn't she
Kardashian.
like 16?
Kim Kardashian?
No, in the sex tape you said,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I don't know. No. Well, no. She was like in her 20s.
Oh,
now.
nowadays she's like in her 40s,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah, she's 44.
Yeah.
We all thought you asked how old was she
okay.
during that tape?
Yeah.
That was what.
Okay. Okay.
Good
My
job.
bad.
I was like, no, I know she's not 19 or 20.
No,
Like,
no.
oh,
I was saying, how old is Kim Kardashian or sex tape making ass? That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's hard to say. Say sex tape making. Say it. Go ahead.
Sex tape making,
Sex
sex tape
tape
making, sex
making.
tape.
Damn. Okay.
All right,
Anyways,
there you go.
so she's 44, and I guess even then, like at a certain point, aren't you just being abusive towards like kids, 18 or 19, if you're like the villain of the show, or maybe she's like a bad mom or something. I don't know. I don't want to theorize too
She's
much.
a very, very naughty
Could be the
mom.
stepmother Bratz edition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Single stepmother.
Maybe that's her next sex tape, which would be
Ew.
weird. Ugh.
Moms. Oh, Pornhub about to have a field day.
I mean, she did make a bra that makes it look like you have nipple piercings. So
What?
yeah.
What? Hang on.
Skims. Look up the Skims nipple piercing bra.
That's wild.
It's so weird. I'm like, why would you want that?
Okay.
It's so weird.
No, I can't pull this up, but
It's weird.
It's a no from me, dog.
Craig
It's a
is
no from me.
Take my word. Take our word now that Blabs has seen it. It's freaking weird.
What the fuck? Here,
Yeah.
listen. In case, Mally, in case you want to see.
Nope, I don't. You don't need to. I'm good.
Sorry to bring
I
it
was
up,
gonna put in
guys.
the private chat for you.
All right, if it's a link and not an image, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
it's a
I'm not
link.
clicking
I
on
mean,
it.
to an
All right.
image.
Well, I'm
Sorry
not
to bring it
clicking on
up.
it, so that's good.
Sorry. I'm never coming back.
$74 for a piercing bra?
Yeah.
Y'all are nuts.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
We finally got to use it.
All right.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I love that.
All right. Ridiculous. Well, maybe this AI
Maybe
person.
somebody will buy it with the vagina candle from Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh.
Can we stop talking about lady parts?
Listen, this is
What do you
an
mean you're
exclusive
married?
bundle.
You have 2 girls. This should be normal.
Exclusive bundle.
Buy one, get one half off. BOGO.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Mally, last time you were on, we talked about Anthony, Lily Tino, the guy going to all the potties at Disney World and being a Disney predator. Remember that?
Yeah.
By the way, that video has become our most viewed video on our channel in the last 2 weeks. Just want to throw that out there. Pretty cool, huh?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. We also have a nice little conversation about AI on a regular basis. And Blabs has found a video that
Actually, no. Mally has found this video.
Oh, well,
And then
maybe,
she
maybe,
tortured me with it.
maybe,
I told you not to put it on there. Chad's
Maybe-
gonna be mad at me. It's gross.
maybe fake Lily Tino or Anthony over here would possibly use the nipple bras.
His name's
Here.
Nicholas.
Oh, what did I
is
say?
Nicholas.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Anthony.
Everyone, welcome back.
Is that Anthony?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Tony, yay, bada boom, Tony over here. Anyways, here's the fake AI version of this is art imitating. I'm not even saying art. This is AI imitating life.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
More water, sir?
It's ma'am, bitch. It's like a knife in the heart every time. I want a refund now.
Which pretty much sums up exactly his entire career.
Yes.
It's the way they got the "it's a knife in the heart" comments so good. I love it.
It's a knife in the heart.
It's just real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. We did have an update. Mally, did you want to talk about? Did you see the update with him where he's in the process of potentially are being investigated by Florida?
Yes, he is. Yeah, and he could be put away for 5 years.
Oh my God, good.
Good.
That'd be a
Yeah.
wonderful
Share us
thing.
on the internet.
Mm.
And I don't know. He's being pursued by the state of California, right? There's also some of the girls in that video suing him. So like he's being pursued from multiple angles, as he should.
Wow. Good.
He may be being pursued from multiple angles when he goes to jail.
He might like it though.
I was gonna say he might like it, or he actually might be the one thing they leave alone.
Ooh.
Oh.
When you're even rejected by jail. Ooh.
Steven came in and says, wouldn't puffins be similar to penguin in taste and texture? According to reports, penguin is very fishy in taste and oily in texture. Well, Steven, I guess we don't know. We'll need to find out from Tenarian. Thank you very much. Joey
Craig's
says,
gonna go eat a penguin now.
no, you know, what's the weirdest animal you've eaten before?
Alligator. Nom nom. Tastes like chicken.
Mally? Meg?
I had alligator jerky.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's probably gonna be alligator.
Alligator. Okay. I've had seal and pony before. Two separate occasions.
You had Swedish meatballs from IKEA?
No. I had pony in Japan. I had seal in Greenland. And seal was legitimately the grossest thing I've ever had. It was the grossest meat I've ever had. It tasted
Why?
like,
What about
it-
the taste, texture?
well, okay. You ever had a good pork roast before?
Yeah.
Right. Or a pot roast, you put it in a crock pot and you let it go and you get it out. It's all like nice and stringy. Right. So imagine that stringiness just left in that crock pot for another 36 days. And then that's like the texture of seal is like
Ew.
really overdone beef or crock pot beef. So that's what you get when you have seal. So now you know.
Right then.
Yeah, you asked. Joey says, finally, Blabs is playing Contra 3, one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. Did you at least get past the first stage?
I mean,
Yes.
you could totally just watch the VOD and find out.
Maybe you should, Joey, over at Side Scrollers Plus. Marius says, smart casting. They'll save money on makeup, seeing as Kim K already has like 90% plastic. Thank you, Marius.
Yeah.
Joey's had enough. Says, Craig, you need an all-male panel. Dick jokes galore. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right. We see all your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants. We'll get to every single one of them, including hi. Oh, I read hi with the Prime membership. Thank you very much for using your Prime over at Twitch. Hey, you watched? Has everyone here seen like Saturday Night Live before? Blabs, I bet you probably have never watched Saturday Night Live.
I've seen clips of it.
Right, you've seen clips, but was it ever a part of your like regular watching rotation?
No.
What about you, Mally? No.
No, I'm same as Blabs. I've seen only clips.
Okay, well, when I was growing up, like in the late 90s, I would say I grew up with a lot of people say like the golden class of
Yes, absolutely.
with like Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, David Spade, like in the early to mid 90s. And then in the late 90s, there was kind of a revitalization. They had Will Ferrell and Tina Fey, and there was the whole cheerleading thing. Will Ferrell went on to do the movies things. Then after that, there was the cast with people like Amy Poehler on it, and Amy Poehler's been and Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon obviously does late night now and all that. Well, Amy Poehler was on a podcast with one of my. I love this dude, the guy who plays MacGruber. Do you know the MacGruber skits?
Yeah.
Meg, I bet you know him, yeah? Well, Will Forte and Will Forte and her were talking about the roles of some of the roles that they've had over the years. And Amy Poehler said that SNL actors all played people we should not have. I misappropriated. I appropriated. Everything in comedy has an expiration date. So Amy Poehler coming out and now saying, I was wrong. I was wrong.
It's comedy.
Yes.
It's
yes.
comedy. You're a comedian. Your comedian card has been revoked. I'm sorry. If you have to apologize for a joke or characters that you played in a skit, especially on a comedy sketch show, your comedian card has been revoked. That stuff was funny at the time. Sure, there may be people that are so, snowflakes right now that don't find it funny anymore, but it was funny at the time, and there are people that still find it funny, like us. Don't apologize for that. You're so stupid.
Everything about this is dumb. Personally, I think this is crazy. And this is from the article over at Variety. It says Amy Poehler recently took accountability for her problematic Saturday Night Live characters while talking to former cast member Will Forte on her Good Hang podcast. Poehler said that every comedian who has appeared on Saturday Night Live over the years has, quote, played people that we should not have played. And the part about getting older is being in comedy. You have to like figure out, oh, it's like everything has an expiration date here. And they actually did joke about this here on the Saturday Night Live, on the SNL 50, which was this year. It says there was even on SNL 50 when they had a segment which was like, here's all the ways we got things wrong, and they showed inappropriate casting for people. We all played people that we should not have played. I misappropriated. I appropriated. I didn't know. She needs to do better. The classic phrase. Even though these characters, accents, and let's just call them ethnic wigs were unquestionably in poor taste, you all laughed at them, Tom Hanks said when in a winking moment to the audience. So if anyone should be canceled, shouldn't it be you, the audience? Something to think about. Well, see, everyone thinks it's funny. That's the problem.
Yeah,
They don't quite understand
it's
that.
comedy.
No one should be canceled because it's stupid to cancel anything.
It's comedy. If you continue to try and cancel comedy, you live a sad life. You apparently don't know how to laugh at a joke. And if you don't know how to laugh at a joke, stop going to comedy shows. Stop watching comedy movies and stop trying to find things offensive in whatever it is that you're watching, because everyone else seems to enjoy it. So shut up.
My question is, who came out and was like, listen, Amy, you really need to do better? Or was this one of those conscious things that she was like, listen, They're going to come for me eventually because I played whatever on Saturday Night Live 25 years ago. You know, is she getting out ahead of it right now, or is she just trying to do the classic Hollywood virtue signal to anybody, you know, that will listen, and she's trying to get new jobs, you know?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture.
Yeah,
of
I
both.
could totally see it being either one.
She said, she continued on, says, the best thing you can do is make repairs, learn from your mistakes, and here it is, do better. It's all you can do until it's no longer acceptable, and you have to do better even then.
So she's not a comedian anymore. Just so you know.
No.
Yeah.
She's a podcast host. So there you go. Just curious. I'm just very curious. Us being podcast hosts as well on a day-to-day basis. Okay, yeah, her viewership does kick the shit out of ours. Damn it. God damn it. All right, fine. Polar, you win this time. But I don't know. It's like it's one of those where you look at this and you go, like when you watch specifically MacGruber, she's talking to Will Forte. Will Forte in MacGruber, there's so many inappropriate things in that show or in the skits, in the movie. Have you guys ever seen MacGruber before? Mally, please tell me you've seen MacGruber.
I feel like I've seen it before. It's just been a long time.
MacGruber. He literally, at the end of the movie, spoilers to everybody who hasn't seen MacGruber, he literally destroys the bad guy with a bazooka, shoots him off a cliff, and as he's going down the cliff, takes out his wiener and pisses on him as he's falling to the ground. It's one of the greatest scenes in movie history. And I mean, does he apologize for it? Absolutely not, because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
I talk about that kind of stuff on my show sometimes, where we'll dissect movies that would never be made today because it would immediately be canceled. And we recently just did Tropic Thunder. We even did Forrest Gump.
Oh, would Forrest Gump be canceled?
There's a lot of stuff in Forrest Gump that would have it canceled.
Like what? Like what? Tell me more.
Some of the jokes about him being retarded, mentally challenged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's he's slow. He was special in that
Your
movie.
son is about right here.
right. Oh, that's hey, Forrest Gump. That's the thing. You look back at the
movie.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's fun. I mean, it does have one of the biggest villains in movie history with Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
She competes with Rose from the Titanic.
Yeah.
The worst. Mally, have you seen Forrest Gump?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I love Forrest Gump.
Should Tom Hanks apologize for playing
For being retarded?
Should he apologize for being in Philadelphia appropriating a gay man having AIDS? I mean, like, what?
These are wonderful questions. Should he also apologize for playing a 12-year-old boy in Big? Just saying.
Maybe he identified as a 12-year-old boy that day.
It's pretty fucked up, Meg. No, listen, but the idea of looking back on this stuff and having to apologize and quote unquote do better, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And yeah. I'm so tired of these people backtracking and like saying a phrase like do better is like, it's so low hanging nonsense. Like do better. What? How are you going to do better?
Do better, Craig, against your phobia of
How?
turkey.
Yeah. Have a turkey sandwich. There you go.
Do it.
You're not you when you're hungry.
That's right. Have a turkey sandwich.
Anyway, it's all right.
Have Snickers.
Well, staying in Hollywood, I would rather have a Snickers than a turkey sandwich. I'll tell you that much. Any day of the week. It's ridiculous. Staying in Hollywood, though, we've talked about reboots of things. You know, hopefully we never see a reboot of Forrest Gump, or Big for that matter.
Don't touch it.
Or Tropic Thunder.
It's going to be Black Forrest Gump.
They can't do that because then they'd be like, he was running, and then people would be really pissed. And they're like, why is he running so fast? It's because he's black.
Gay, or non-binary.
Yeah, there he is.
Them's running.
Oh my god. Anyways, so we talk about reboots. Hopefully, those movies will never be rebooted. But we know for a fact, and this is kind of I guess this is a reboot of a story. Blab says this interview was done several years ago, but this is actually refreshing to see. As Ray Romano and Patricia Heaton say that Everybody Loves Raymond reboot would be a disservice after the death of their co-stars, the mom and dad in the show, and said,
And
"We just
one of the
need to
twin
leave it."
boys.
Oh, really? One of the twin
Yeah,
boys
he
died?
died by suicide in 2015. It's very
Do
tragic,
not
actually.
say died by suicide.
Right, okay. He unalived himself in 2015.
Okay. Just say he offed himself. It's okay.
Yeah, like what's very depressing. He was a teenager when he did it, and he leaves behind his obviously identical twin brother and the sister in the show.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So that's good news out of Hollywood right there. Congratulations to Ray Romano. Which, by the way, I was watching. There's a show called Everybody Loves Phil. You guys ever seen that show? It's on Netflix. He goes around and eats a bunch of food. It's actually pretty funny. Now, Phil is like a raging psycho when it comes to his politics, but he's actually very entertaining when you're watching food. He did an episode in Vegas where he ate with Ray Romano and the other guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, the big like oafing guy. And I know it was good stuff. I enjoyed that. Enjoyed watching. That's what a weird thing. Like we sit around and we watch other people eat food and describe the food. Like what a weird phenomenon we have. Is that just like a US thing or is that a worldwide thing? Does anybody know?
I think it's a worldwide thing
I think
at
it's
this
worldwide.
point. Yeah. How many times do you see like an Asian just sitting down in like Japan or China and they're just showing you the food they're eating?
Why'd you
I feel
say
like there's
Asian?
tons of videos from the rest of the world where they make like mukbang videos and all that.
Why'd you say Asian like that, Blabs? You said
Asian? Because
what? No, you said Asian.
China.
Asian. China.
China.
In different parts of the Asian countries. How about that?
Okay. Just curious. All right. Well, thanks, Blabs. Jesus Christ. All right.
Phil, where is he?
Where is Phil? I don't even understand. Hey, Tenarian says, I've had dolphin. Tastes better than whale. On a lighter note, I befriended a crow last week. I gave it crackers and a bowl of water for it to dip them in, and it leaves nuts and berries on my balcony in return. Hoping it brings me shiny stuff eventually.
Question. Was it telling you your next mission like Demon Slayer? Like what's going on with the crow?
Are you the crow now?
Yeah.
It's like really fucking weird. Like just it's an area like that's pretty. So I befriended this crow.
He's got a mission.
Yeah, pretty nuts. All right. I want to go to this post over here. We talk about how things have changed and how like we obviously talk about like the video game industry a lot on this show. This is from Haley over on X, and she's pointing out something about Mortal Kombat, specifically to Ed Boon. Now, Ed Boon is one of the creators of Mortal Kombat way back in the early 90s. And Haley has a simple question for Ed. She says, what happened to Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon? Did a council of cat moms take over the art direction? The women of Mortal Kombat used to crush spines and drop jaws. Now they look like old, miserable bitches who survived 3 divorces. It's not a bad look. It's a fatality to style. By the way, this whole thing kind of sounds AI written, but that's it. Anyways, hot, sexy, powerful, fierce babes with a huge draw. We're a huge draw to Mortal Kombat. They helped define the franchise, brought unforgettable energy to the roster, and inspired waves of cosplay, fan art, and fanfic. That bold, unfiltered presence was baked into Mortal Kombat's DNA. Now Mortal Kombat has become one of the clearest examples of the growing trend of female uglification in modern games. Style and allure tossed aside, replaced with designs that feel allergic to charisma. Just tragic.
Wow.
And let me kind of show you exactly what she's speaking about. This is from the Mortal Kombat reboot several years ago. I think this was 2009 right here. You can see kind of how the characters look here, specifically Melina over here, Katana. I think some of these were actually before Mortal Kombat. They're using the Mortal Kombat 9 logo here. So you can see skimpy outfits, curvatures, sexy look here. And this is how Mortal Kombat looks today. Any thoughts on those, ladies?
Totally missing the mark of the iconic characters and their outfits and the way that they look from years past.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they've made these changes? Do you think there's a bigger agenda here, Mally, than just the idea of they want to hit a modern audience? Or are they just going for more realistic? Why do you think that is?
I mean, I feel like we've said it before here too, but it's like ugly bitches don't want to feel alone. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm sorry, but everyone, whether you're ugly or you're pretty, you want to look at a pretty character. And if you're going to hire people who are miserable in their lives, hate video games, hate themselves, hate their lives, they're going to produce misery. You're going to do that no matter what fucking field you're in. So if you're trying to make video games, which are supposed to bring millions of people joy, you're certainly not doing that. And I can't help but notice there is not a single like white woman in the lineup, whereas there is several in the top. I don't know. I'm just
I gotta be honest, didn't even like even think about that. That's crazy.
Couldn't help but notice once we got there. I was like, oh.
Well, I think the cool part about Mortal Kombat and the way that the older generations of the way that these women characters looked was that, to Mally's point, yes, as a girl playing in those characters, you feel badass, but also the characters are badass, and guys also like to play with those characters because they're fun to look at.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna have to stare at a character for 18 hours in order to beat this game, I want to like what I'm looking at. Whether it's a strong badass male character or a strong badass female character, I don't care.
Blabs, how do you feel about that? I'm sorry to gender you, but as a female.
I mean, I identify as a pine cone. However, if I was a woman, I would absolutely be annoyed with this, to be honest. It's just they look ugly. There's no like upgrade in any of them from the previous to now. They don't look appealing in any way. Can you pull that like back up? Like look at all the facial expressions of the top, and then look at the ones at the bottom, and they're all super bland, like all pissed off and frustrated. It's all the same expression. So like when the old one actually used to be diversity, and if you think about it, with all their expressions, the way their costumes looked and everything, and now it's just everyone's covered up and everyone's pissy and ugly. Like, congratulations, you fucked them over.
I mean, they're not even colorful outfits either.
No, they're very bland.
Very bland.
Very dull.
Maybe the same. You know, Blabs, we saw JoJo Siwa recently, and JoJo Siwa, well, she was talking about how she was kind of forced into being gay. She felt pressured into being gay, and all of a sudden she found dick, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm straight again."
Girls need dick then to get fixed up.
That's my thought here. I feel like all these women, all these characters, they feel like they just need to find a man and settle down. And
I mean, yeah, that girl nailed it. They do look like they've survived 3 divorces, and they all like just do the all men suck kind of mentality. Like,
well,
that's
I don't know
who they're designed by, so it makes sense why they look like that.
Well, the latest the latest Mortal Kombat has not done very well. It hasn't performed as well as they hoped it would, and a lot of people have talked about the character design is a big part of it. I've said this on the show many times. When you look at the way a game looks, the way a game feels, screenshots of it, that's like your initial impression. And if it doesn't look appealing to you, then you don't want to watch it, or you don't want to play it. You don't want to check it out. And as you said, Mally, I think you said at the beginning, the idea that people like to play attractive people. They like to see attractive people, which is why I want to point out one more time that Jake Gyllenhaal's abs in Roadhouse are just absolutely spectacular. And everybody should go see the Roadhouse movie, despite it being a horrible movie. I mean, my God, look at those fake abs.
You know, I think pull that picture back up of Jake. Okay, look at the lady behind him. Like, that's Craig. She's like, oh my God, look at that.
No. She looks pissed. She's mad.
I think she wants.
She wants that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want those abs. Yeah, I do. It's funny because I was actually the internet tells me that Jake Gyllenhaal's abs for Roadhouse were the result of a rigorous training regimen and a strict diet. He worked with a longtime trainer for over a year to achieve his physique, dropping from 205 pounds to 184 pounds and reaching a body fat percentage of 5%.
Whoa.
Jeez. Ridiculous.
5%?
Yeah, that's not even...
Dude was shredded.
Yeah. Like at 12%, you start seeing your 10, 11, 12%, you start seeing the abs. But man, anyways. So Mortal Kombat, huh? Hey, get on that, Ed Boon. How about you be a little better when it comes to... Yeah.
Do better.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, let's go to its chief competitor here, as the new Street Fighter movie has been getting cast over the last 3 months or so. We've been taking a look at all the different people that have been cast in it. Jason Momoa has been cast in the Street Fighter movie. Roman Reigns, the WWE wrestler, is going to be cast in it. And they have casted Chun-Li. And this lady, Kalina Liang, has been cast as Chun-Li. Here she is, ladies. No, I'm just kidding. Here she is. I think she's pulling it off pretty good right here.
That's a good casting.
That is a good casting right there. Don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's, as I said, the first thing you see when you see a trailer, see a game, see whatever is how people look. And Street Fighter doesn't have many very ugly people in it. So it's cool to see them actually taking Chun-Li kind of seriously. You wonder if she'll have big old thunder thighs like Chun-Li does. So, Mally, you got anything on that? Good casting, bad casting? Do you have?
No, it looks good. I don't even know enough about it to like know, much on how it would work. But just looks wise, she looks like she fits the part, and that's what casting on these things should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's very looks based.
Just a quick glance. Kalina Liang is born in the year 2000, a Canadian actress. She was in Steven Soderbergh's Presence right there. I don't even know who this person is, if I'm being told. I've never heard of this
Craig's
person.
like, let me see her legs.
Well, yeah, Blabs. She's playing Chun-Li. Why would I not?
Big thighs. They save lives.
Blabs, if you're playing Chun-Li, you have
I
big
understand
thighs.
that. You're literally asking to see her legs.
Well, if you're casting for Chun-Li, wouldn't you want to see someone?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to see her legs? Yeah, I'm just saying. I think
I'm not shitting on you.
Okay.
You know, this
All
is
right.
the one time I agree with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the one time. Look at like they're big old thighs. She got big old legs. Just saying, this is literally what she. Okay, that lady. There we go. Anyway, sorry, YouTube.
Wow.
And
Good for her.
Ruffy Yoshi says, you should check out Sweet Baby or any other consulting company had a hand with the latest Mortal Kombat. It really looks like it. I believe Sweet Baby Inc. did actually have a hand in the new Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
Retromeister says, Ed Boon sacrificed his creation and his balls on the altar of Activision with Mortal Kombat 11. It's the same thing with Crystal Dynamics, with hating 90s Laura Croft. Thank you, Retromeister. Suna Soul Silver came in, says, Chinese game make better characters over Western games. There's a reason why gacha games are winning, which is sad. You all need to look at Wuthering Waves characters to contrast to woke combat. Blabs, see if you can find that. Wuthering Waves? I'm not familiar with that. If you can find that over there. Raptor Kratos says, we had that. It's called radio. Thank you, Raptor Kratos. And Genarian says, I've also befriended ravens in the past. By the way, I love that there's this story throughout the show of Genarian's relationship with animals. Yes. I've also befriended ravens in the past too and taught them to speak a few words. Further bird-related fact about me, my IRL last name translates into Bird Island, and if read backwards, it means something like beer guzzler. My favorite bird is Poppy. Wink. Well, Poppy's coming your way, Tenarian. He also said, I've never seen the inside of a gym. I got my massive abs from being a longshoreman for 15 years. Oh, there's Poppy. Hey, Poppy. Oh, where'd she go?
What do you mean? She was already there. And she left.
She was running up. She was just running up.
Did she leave early?
Yeah, she left early.
Well,
there you go.
Weird.
There she is. She's got coffee for everybody. Thanks, Poppy. Good to see you. Meg, do you know you're going to be on that type of show?
Here for it. I'm
Okay,
already
cool.
committed.
There you
We have
go.
lots of little titties around here.
No,
Hang
we're
on.
gonna,
Let me just say
they
something.
didn't really bounce. They were a little too fake to bounce.
well, we reward our normal men for that. Tenarian says that'll give you big abs whether you want them or not. Chun-Li's size thighs too. There you go, Tenarian. You must be a big boy. John says, don't forget Craig, Sweet Baby Inc. helped make Mortal Kombat 1. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. All right, Blabs, did you pull up that Wuthering Wave characters?
Yeah, so I found it on Steam too, and I even put it in the private chat for you. Hang on, let me pull up the website as well.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not even familiar with this game.
No, I've not heard of it either.
Okay, Wuthering Waves. So it looks wavy. There you go. The official site. Let's go to the English site over here and just check it out for ourselves. Okay, I'll let you take all my data. There we go. That's fine. News, lore. Yeah, okay. There you got your characters here. Okay, I'm done with that. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, they're a lot of like big titty anime chicks.
Oh, well, good for them.
It's on my wish list now. Came out April 28th.
I appreciate that you said like those were two sentences that you connected. You said they got a bunch of big titty anime chicks.
Yeah.
It's on my wish list now.
Hey man, if it's a good game, it's a good game.
Which we don't know.
That's why it's on my wish list. I'll go try it out.
There you go. All right.
Pick one for the team.
Okay, dokie. Let's get a quick update on everything that's been going on with this really sad situation about the Save a Fox YouTube channel. Blabs, you want to give everybody a quick recap of all the things we talked about before we get into this update here?
All right, so there was a YouTuber, she had, 2 million subscribers, that she ran a animal conservation account, and she had like a little center for her animals. I believe it was mostly foxes that she kept alive and safe. And she was also autistic. She was a wife. She had 2 children, and she was suffering with a lot of like mental health issues. Unfortunately, she took her own life the other day, and her husband reported the news on the YouTube channel. Obviously, rightfully so. He's devastated. She leaves behind like 2 really, really young children. One of them's a toddler, so this little girl is never going to grow up knowing her mom, which is tragic in itself. And supposedly, they're saying that a lot of the people attacking her online led to, a huge decline of her mental health. Now, that can be argued, I guess. I mean, we don't really know. We're not really going to know. That's basically the TLDR. I think I got everything.
That's about where we left it. And
Yeah.
you said that can be argued. And I think it's very clear at this point, kind of where things are at right now, because some of the people that were throwing this at Michaela over here, I believe her name was Michaela. Yes. Yes. Michaela Rains. They have kind of come out and had some statements. So yes, she, let's start there. She ended up ending her own life. Hitting the delete button. She died at 31. But if you go back, somebody uploaded this, and this is actually a compilation, a nearly 9-minute compilation of things that were posted on social media from her before all this obviously happened. So just take a listen to some of the words she's saying here. And then, like, we know that she was suffering from mental health issues. She was on medication. She was autistic, and she was getting harassed. She was as happy as she appears online. She wasn't necessarily happy in real life. So real quick, just kind of take a look at this.
I appreciate your guys' support over the years, and the Foxes do too, but I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't think I can handle it. And I wouldn't just leave the Foxes hanging. I wouldn't just leave them without having someone to take my place, or like some sort of backup or a place for them to go. I wouldn't do that. There would still be a Save a Fox, but I just don't know if I can be a part of it, because I'm just not the same person I used to be. When I was younger and a fox would pass away, obviously I would take it really hard. But I would bounce back. But I think just like all the trauma of loss over the years, like I'm not bouncing back anymore. I don't feel passion or happiness or like drive to keep going. I just feel a lot of pain.
So that's obviously really tough. And you can kind of see where she was at. This was obviously leading up to everything that happened. And there's still another 6.5 minutes of videos just like that of her talking about, where she's at. I would love to get y'all's thoughts on just seeing that. It's obviously very sad, but I think it lends a lot of clues as to how we got to where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, I had also heard that there were people in her real life who were saying these things to her as well and getting to her. At least that's what because I watched some of the husband's actual video, and he was saying that it wasn't just these snark pages. It was also people in her real life, which is just atrocious to even think that. But I mean, if she's we already addressed, if she's in a place where she has these mental problems, she's not gonna be strong enough to get away from those people. She's not gonna be strong enough to, better herself. She's being torn down by the people she did trust and the people closest to her in her real life. You're supposed to be able to escape from the internet to these people. And it's just, I mean, it is truly devastating that this woman clearly gave out so many signs. And I mean, the husband, we can only guess he probably tried so incredibly hard to give her every ounce of his love and attention to make her feel like she had enough with them. But, with mental problems combined with feeling like the entire world is against you, I can't imagine what she was feeling. So that is just devastating.
Meg?
I mean, I agree with everything Mally said. Mental illness is not talked about enough anymore because we're having to affirm all of these mental illnesses now. And I don't know when that video was taken, but it was obviously a cry for help. And the cry for help kind of insinuates that her support system was already broken down and she had nobody to go to. But there are resources out there for people that have mental illness. There's therapy, there's counseling. I would stay away from meds because sometimes that can make it worse. I see some people in the chat already saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it seems from the video that her support system had broken down and she felt like she didn't have anything left or anywhere to go or anyone to go to talk to, which is so sad.
Well, would you like to see one of the people who really kind of dug in and really went in on Reddit? And once again, the Reddit, the subreddit that they had was a very small subreddit of detractors here. But this is the person, and this is all over the internet. I don't feel weird about sharing this. I'm not doxing anybody or anything like that. But this is the picture that's going around about this from this person right here. This was, I mean, pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the person. But there's more.
You can smell the mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they decided they were not going to back down. So much so actually saying that. Said, I'm not backing down. Fuck off. You act like I went to Michaela's house, slit her open, and left her to bleed out. All I did was put together a few sources pointing out some things she did wrong. I had no hand in bullying of any kind. Even if I did, you're no better for calling me slurs, telling me you're going to dox me, and sending me instructions on how to myself. You ask me if I'm proud of myself. If I earn myself with the guides you sent me, would you be proud of yourself? Get real over here. So they're doubling down on everything here, which is
the backpedaling
really
is wild. Just gotta say, the backpedaling is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then the doubling down while backpedaling. That's the thing. It's doubling down of I did the right thing, but backpedaling at the same time by saying, "Well, all I did was put together some sources."
Right.
Is that all you did? Because there's a digital footprint, and now the
Mm-hmm.
entire internet's mad at you. I have a feeling that if all you did was put together some sources, you wouldn't be here.
Well, it's like all I did was light a match in a heavily wooded forest that was really dry. All I did was light it and just put it on the ground, and then the the match did it. What are you talking about? And this was pointed out over on Reddit where this whole thing started. It says everyone will know this person as the insensitive cretin who contributed to the death of a wonderful person. And they responded, said this will all die down in a month, like kind of shrugging it off.
That is a person who is, these are the people that piss me off. That is a person who feels so incredibly safe behind their screen.
Uh-huh.
They've never been punched. They've not been properly kicked in the ass because they have never been woken up. They feel so safe, and someone needs to kick their ass. I don't even know how else to say it. Oh my God. That person feels too safe. They feel too safe. Like I know that like I have to agree with what you said the other day, Craig, of like objectively, yes, she did this to herself. That is the cause and effect. That is the fact of the situation. Can we say that this person is just completely void of all fault? Absolutely not. Right. This person very clearly contributed to, like you said, lighting a match in the wooded forest. It's like, no, I would be very pleased to see the FBI or police show up at this person's house and be like, hi, you want to explain your severe cyberbullying that led a person to offing themselves? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, there was a clear objective with this person's plan of going after her the way that they did. There was an objective, and that objective was to humiliate her and make her miserable and to attack the mental illness that she was already suffering from. Like, there was an objective. There's a plan in this. And unfortunately, he succeeded. And now he's like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do it. I'm like,
I feel like that's pushed her to make it look like it wasn't premeditated, because it totally was. Exactly. Yeah.
So this person's social media and X accounts have been found. They've since been deleted, which is why I'm totally fine with showing them. But what are some things that you point out here? Literally says your local harassment insider over here.
Wow.
We have some pronouns in bio, by the way, and also game developer here. So you can kind of see like literally red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, right? And then there's one actual different kind of flag in the picture itself. Does everybody see the flag right there? There we go. So we have a mentally unwell person taking it out on somebody else who is mentally struggling. And this person, Pascal, had this as, if I'm following this correctly, a transgender subreddit decided to cyberbully a woman for no reason at all until she killed herself. That has 2.7 million views over on X. And that's more or less kind of what it sounds like in the situation. Now, this person, once again, posted over on Reddit, and this was actually deleted by Reddit moderators, which I guess is a good thing. But there's a screenshot of it. The internet never lies. So Blabs, I want you to go to read this because this is a lot of text. And will you actually just pull it up and you can read it on your side, Blabs? I'll put it in the private chat for you so I don't have to make it too big. But this is kind of them going back on it again. I'll just read the title. Several years ago, I wrote an informational post explaining why a prominent figure in the animal rescue community is not the saint people think she is. Now I alone am being blamed for her suicide here. And once again, this has been deleted. And this is really amazing to see that you have somebody who has caused so much harm go back and be such a narcissist to ultimately make it about them. And, I've said this on the show many times, there's nothing worse than an insecure narcissist. And that's what you have here. Right.
I read ahead and I'm seething. I'm literally sitting here. I can't even sit still because I am seething at the utter defiance of responsibility.
Well, I almost said narcissist earlier because of the lack of empathy.
Yes. Yeah.
Narcissists feel nothing. They feel no empathy.
Someone in the chat said sociopath. Yeah, like the completely void of all feeling. Completely. Yeah.
Blabs, you want to read this?
Yeah, so first off, before I read it, I was trying to find this account on Blue Sky, the KZO Lion, and somebody took the username and said it's not me, but then they went and found like the activity of the original like KZO Lion, and a lot of their stuff has been nuked from like sofurry.com, and like the admins have been nuking. I put it in the private chat. You can pull like look at everything afterwards. So I'll go read this big ass Reddit thing now. Okay. A video dropped today announcing Michaela Raines of Save a Fox death. Ever since my notices have been overflowing with her meat writers. People have obsessively degraded me, my posts and comments on various subs. You people are calling me slurs, threatening to dox me and telling me to myself, as well as somehow you're the good guys. I bet if I were to actually myself, you would be very quiet. When I first found out what happened, in the very heat of the moment, I felt no remorse. Then a pit made itself known in my stomach and began to expand. But now, with the way you people are behaving, the guilt is starting to wane. Ouch. I am proud of the fact that I was able to raise awareness of her wrongdoings. What I am not proud of is that people took her death as an invitation to hold me personally responsible. Do you really think Michaela went on 2 years ago, a small furry creator on the internet said, "I'm not perfect, time to kill myself"? You probably won't believe me when I say this, but I was never part of the SAF Snark subreddit. I even knew it existed before today. Since the initial announcement, over 40 people, yes, over 40 of them, have wished various things like bankruptcy and homelessness on me, telling me to rope myself and do what she did, among other graphic instructions to suicide. Even one person even told me to create mustard gas, as if they're any better for it. This just in, you're not. However bad you think I am, you're only proving yourself to be worse.
Oh, no, allow me to kind of counter that a little bit, right? That's really like I said, narcissistic thinking. And the idea that, look, you're doing it to me, so you're no better, but you prompted this to you, right? You
gaslighting.
It's total gaslighting.
Such classic gaslighting narcissist. Yeah. Like, I am completely unable to see the mirror in front of my face, but do you know what you did to hurt me?
Mm-hmm. That's
Immediate
classic narcissist.
Yeah. 100%.
Just to gaslight, turn it around so that they're the victim and you forget about all the things that they did.
And that's the part that pissed me off about the safety behind the screen, the confidence and the cockiness to say it'll all blow over in a month. You have been let off the hook so many times before.
Never held accountable, like a narcissist. Yeah. If they have enablers, sounds like this person has an enabler.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Their address was put out on the internet, and they were doxxed. It was put out there because I was curious. I looked it up, and let me just tell you this right now: they live in a very nice house.
Enablers.
Of course they do. Listen, I'm not cool with doxing. That's not cool. No. I don't care who you are. That's not okay.
I agree. But I was just curious because I think it tells you a lot about.
If I saw it sitting there, I would have looked it up too to see. And when you see that, yes, that tells a fucking story. Oh my gosh.
Right. It tells you everything you need to know. For sure.
Rich mommy and daddy enabling their psychotic child.
Yes. By the way, it looks like we're getting raided over on YouTube. Thank you very much, Hypno Raid, for popping in and joining us. Blabs, let's go ahead and continue. By the way, if you guys are just joining us, great to see you. We are continuing the story about the Save a Fox incident that happened in the last few days. A little update on everything that's been going on. Blabs, let's go ahead and continue reading this, please.
Okay. It says, another thing I've seen is people pulling the autism card. Newsflash, autism doesn't give you impunity from animal abuse. I should know since I have it too. If Michaela cannot be blamed for her fox's easily preventable deaths, then I cannot be blamed for her own death. If you're going to blame anyone, blame the Tumblr users. What's this muslid? And is the fox video cute for bringing to my attention everything wrong with SAF? I simply compiled the information they had given me that is not bullying. From what this muslid themselves, even specifically pointing out that the loudest voices affected Michaela were people she knew in other animal sanctuaries, not a random Tumblr blog that gets less than 100 notes on each post. This post probably won't make things any better for me, but what you're doing now certainly isn't making things any better for you either. I made one post putting together various sources, and that was it. Get a fucking life.
It's right back at you, brah.
Yeah, brah. Dude.
Going out of the way to say, oh, well, Ethan pointed out that this stuff doesn't even affect her. Oh, right. Okay, so that completely warrants everything that was being said and done online to her. That makes it okay because she wasn't bothered by it because someone else said she wasn't bothered by it. Right.
Yeah, no, look over there. Look, they're doing it too.
Exactly. Oh.
Bush and Rio Cat says, you want to prove this sociopath wrong, stay on this lady's story till all the truth comes out. Well, is there something you know about this, Bush and Rio Cat, that we do not, that you'd like to share? Just curious. Thank you, Bush and Rio Cat. Now, Blabs, you pointed out that this person's handle was taken over on Blue Sky by somebody who is not this person.
Correct.
And as you were reading this off, I was looking through. This tells you a lot about this person.
They're furry.
Oh, yeah. Now, once again, I want to go back to their X account. Your local harassment insider, he, him, 21 years old, right? And kind of got this, drawn demon thing here. But here's the Blue Sky profile. Now, this says they took the handle here. This is not them. I took the handle. Rest in peace, Michaela, right? So somebody went in and took it, and they've been doing digging on this person. So they had a So Furry account. And So Furry is one of the largest and longest running furry art, fiction, chat, and community sites, serving the furry community since 2002 with over 400,000 registered users. They since deleted that account. You wonder why, of course.
Well, apparently the admin did it.
I guess the person's alt account was still up. But here's the header of this. You can see all the flags and how this is just
a cult.
Yeah, totally not a cult. Right, exactly. Definitely 100% not a cult. It tells you really everything that you need to know about this here. And really the mental illness that this person had, like when this is all you have, this is your entire identity, so much so that you're putting it up and you like made a custom banner for your, oh my God, crazy. What is it? By the way, what is this? Gender drop down rollback? What is this? This June 19th.
That sounds like a website update.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
So they had a Deviant Art account. It's been deleted. What a mess. What an absolute mess this whole thing is. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. And what this does is it really puts the emphasis, the eyes on this type of abuse that happens online, right? Ultimately, Michaela is the one who made the decision to end her life. That's incredibly sad. But you can see how she got there, right? Should she have left her kids and her husband? No, of course not. But and you look at, she was, late 20, early 30s, and she's getting bullied by this fucking child. This child who is clearly messed up in the head, which is why people say, well, like when you guys have your detractors or people who hate you guys, or they watch us and they take things out of context, whatever, like we don't give a fuck, because we know that ultimately you can only be canceled if you want to be canceled, first and foremost. And number two, they're just really fucked up people who are sad. These are sad people who feel the need to hate watch or go after a lady trying to save foxes and stuff. Like what at this point, this person, I hope, which I think is going to be very hard for them to do, is to go back and actually have some self-reflection. But what 21-year-old truly does have that self-reflection? Not many. Let
alone a narcissist.
Yeah, well, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. You wonder if in 5 years, 10 years, maybe they grow up a little bit, if they make it. If they grow up a little bit, if all of a sudden it kind of hits them and they go like, holy shit, maybe I wasn't just standing in the dry forest with the leaves around lighting matches. Maybe I did actually bend over and put the match in the leaves and cause the fire. You wonder if there's going to be that moment of realization. And if they have that moment of realization, it won't be public. It'll be a private moment. And hopefully that puts their life back on track, because God knows, Michaela can't do that anymore, So pretty messed up, man. You guys, you girls have anything to close on that before we get to some, because a lot of people have had a lot to say about this in the chat. So we'll get to you guys in just a second. But you ladies have anything on that before you get to the super?
Just that the unfortunate reality of symptoms like this that lead us to believe it's a narcissist is that kind of person will never heal. They will never face the reality That's the sad, devastating truth about that kind of a mental disease, is that you are incapable of self-reflection. You are so deeply traumatized, damaged, and afraid and insecure of responsibility, acceptance, facing the truth, accepting that you really fucked up and that you actually are not perfect the way that you tell yourself you are every day. That's a glass ceiling to break through for somebody like that. And as easy as it seems for us, because we did that when we were 5, right. And we, dropped our lollipop for the first time, we're like, oh, life doesn't always go our way. That's okay. These people will never do that. And so this child will, be 80 years old and still blaming the rest of the world. And, that's it. That's the consequence of that is the miserable life that person will lead. So
and they'll also never stop, especially right now with the amount of attention that he's getting. They love it.
It's fueling it.
Love attention. Yes, it fuels the fire. So he's probably sitting at home behind his little screen going, look at all the attention I'm getting. It's a high for them. It's a fix. It's what they call supply. So this attention is just supply for this kid. So he's never going to stop. And unfortunately, I don't think that anybody should stop talking about the story or digging for the truth about this person or, fighting for Michaela and letting her voice be heard because it got cut so short. But he's thinking that he's winning right now by continuing to post things like that, blaming it on other people, pointing out stuff that he did himself. But I mean, let him think that. Let him think it. He's shit.
Well, and to further this home, this was more post on their Blue Sky before they deleted it. It says, I wish you guys prayed against actual abusers in this fandom the way you do against me for happening to make a post about someone's wrongdoings years before their death. And I said, you act like right there. So I'm just, once again, the gaslighting is so real when it comes to this. And it's really sad to see, just pathetic. Really. And by the way, if you are watching this, dude, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, no one likes you. I'm just saying, that's really shitty of you, And I hope you have that moment of realization that as you grow up and you get a little bit older and you mature out of your infant state and you actually move out of mommy and daddy's house that, hey, maybe I was a fuckwad and maybe I should have not done what I did. So.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of things here. By the way, we still have a lot to go, guys. So do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you guys are just tuning in, if you haven't yet, we'd really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. We're live Monday through Friday. We'll be back again tomorrow, but we still have plenty of show to go. We still got a good 30-ish minutes to go. So stick around, but you guys have a lot to say. So let's get to that. Citron says animal rescue is rife with drama fields. This sadly isn't super unique, only magnified by Reddit tier losers. Yes. Mercenary says, I have Asperger's / autism. I understand how she feels. Well, Mercenary, I want to let you know that no matter how much shit people throw at you, buddy, you're great, dude. You're good. Cold Acid says, Kezio Leon's resources were primary AI hallucinations, and the rest were twisting minor things into huge issues. KL is a complete creep and a predator. Thank you, Cold Acid. Commodore Fan says, not medical advice. I was on a med years back for my mood, but it made me feel even worse. And while not perfect, herbal like that's that thing that Aaron Rodgers had, ashwagandha, whatever it is, have helped me. Cool. What was that thing that Meg? Maybe you remember. Do you remember Aaron Rodgers had that? He went on like this trip where he everything was black and he went out and he smoked some super herbal earth thing and he said he visited other dimensions. Ayahuasca, that's what it is. Did you ever hear about that?
I think so. I think I did. Okay,
I'm just saying. I'm intrigued. I've never done anything like that before, but it sounds like really kind of crazy. Blabs, maybe that should be a plus goal aside Scroller's plus goal. Craig tries ayahuasca.
Yeah, should.
No.
Just sounds like LSD to me.
I guess maybe. I don't know. Steven says, I do think the person should be reported to the police, but Reddit themselves should be investigated. They have policies against this, and they aren't even enforcing their rules. Oh, of course not. Of course not.
I have a Rumble rant I can't pull up because StreamYard's rejected it, but Joey for one says anyone who harasses someone to the point of unaliving should be arrested and charged with murder. Problem is, how do you really prove it? That's going to be super hard to prove in court, just saying.
Yeah. Unless like in the
Unless
note,
it's literally written down, I harassed this person so much, they went and did it.
Well, I mean, if Michaela said like this person did this and like in a note or something, you know, I don't really even know what that looks like. Yeah,
you can just lie.
Yeah, then it still wouldn't be responsibility. It would just be like, oh, well, she mentioned you, so she, you know.
It's what Flawed said yesterday, free speech and everything.
Yeah. Person says, oh God, he's a Homestuck fan. Told it was black and white yesterday. This guy needs to be in an orange jumpsuit. Retromeister says, I'm autistic and truly understand the struggles Michaela went through. Only difference is she's married and I'm not. With feminists out there attacking men and women, if I feel like there's no hope for those like myself who want true happiness. Retromeister, I'm sure there's somebody out there for you. Sure there is. Mercenary came in. Mercenary, lots of twos here. Thank you very much, Mercenary, for your support. That's spectacular. Suffer So Proud says, no notification, late for the stream. Glad to see you guys. Hello, new girl. Hey, Mally. You tracking the new fuel taxes these people are implementing here in California? They're killing us here. No, I didn't see that. And Des, thank you very much. By the way, for those of you guys just popping in, we have a new friend, Meg, over there. At the other side of the screen. You guys can go find her over on Rumble. Links to her and Mally down below. JJ, thank you very much for your support. Zanair says, that person is so proud of what they did. Then why are they running for the hills, hiding their accounts? Yeah. Very valid. Epsilon Sama says, everyone here, both streamers and chatters, please remember, if you have kids, your life is no longer yours. Do not unalive yourself. Things will get better. Put your life in God's hands and live. Thank you very much for that. Lord Slosh says, there's definitely an interesting correlation between unhinged behavior and T-genderism, specifically males. Although, as though the alleged true violence is coming from within the house. Thank you very much, Lord Slosh. Mercenary came back, says, I won't self-delete. I will live to spite those freaks. I believe God put me here to fight those demons. All right. And my boy Hypnotic came in with a super snicker. Thank you so much, Hypnotic.
You said snicker.
Well, that's what he handed out, a super snicker.
Right.
He had to get the turkey off his brain, so he thought Snickers.
Hypnotic.
Right. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully all is well. Okay, let's turn the page. Oh, real quick, Tenarian has an update. It says, that sucks about the Fox lady. I've heard a lot of her videos. I've had a lot of her videos recommended to me lately, and they are always brighten my day. Thank you, Tenarian. Appreciate that. All right, let's go to this other story here. Not too long ago, do you remember like the Liver King popping off? Do you guys remember the Liver King, who that guy was? Mally?
Crazy.
A little bit, yeah.
So the Liver King, for those who aren't super familiar, his entire bit, he has 2 million followers over on Instagram. His entire bit was that he would eat all of the animal, like Tenarian, right? Tenarian is over here like killing these little animals and eating the whole thing, right? But he would go and he would like kill a cow and he would eat the whole thing from its brain down to its testicles, right? The whole damn thing. And he was selling supplements, and the dude is straight up jacked, right? It was his whole bit. He came in jacked to hell, and people were like, oh, he's eating the whole thing. And he had this whole tribal mindset, you know, want to live like men used to live and blah, blah, blah. And he became like mega rich. I watched a documentary about him on Netflix about the Liver King. Anyways, apparently he's fucking insane, which, as you would expect, where can we just file this one under Alex Jones was right again here? As this came down on X yesterday, saying Alex Jones is claiming the Liver King was allegedly arrested for threats and planned an attack on Joe Rogan, of all things. So Liver King was going after Joe Rogan. Here's a very svelte Alex Jones reporting.
Can't hear it.
There's no audio, Craig.
What?
You done fucked up, Ron.
See?
I don't know what happened there. Well, let's try again because it was about to get really good.
It was like 2 seconds in.
Yeah, I know. It was about to get really good.
All right, I've got a breaking exclusive for you that I got from our sources. The Austin Police Department, as we speak, is on their way to a hotel in downtown Austin to arrest the Liver King because he's been making a lot of bizarre, cryptic threats to Joe Rogan, and that he's going to come to town and fight him. And now he's there and has posted videos that are very, very direct threats. And so I am told that he's going to be arrested for terroristic threats. And that just shows how crazy society's going. In the videos, he looks extremely deranged with dilated pupils. And so we hope the Liver King gets better. But this is what is happening in America and around the world. We need God, folks. We need God. We need.
Okay, now we can't hear you.
What a weird statement. Sorry, I was just talking to myself about how weird that was. We hope the Liver King. Did you have that on your bingo card today when you came on the show, Meg? You were like, I was really hoping that Alex Jones would say, "We hope the Liver King gets better."
Nope.
Nope.
Can't say that it was.
Can't say so. But how about some of these videos here to kind of check out the Liver King? Because he was talking about how deranged he looks. Tell me this is a stable guy right here.
Nope.
Nope, absolutely not. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. He
hoping
looks
is
like
that-
he just got done like digging up a body in the graveyard and he hasn't like told anyone about it yet. Like
I know this is really mean, but he kind of looks like he has AIDS face.
Oh, AIDS face. What is this? I'm not familiar with AIDS face.
So you get like AIDS victims get scabs on their faces.
Okay.
And of course they like scratch at them and then they just keep getting scab after scab after scab.
Is this a real thing? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. AIDS face. I need to.
it does look like that, though.
I also didn't think that AIDS face was something I'd be
Oh my
Googling
God,
for.
chat called it homeless beardo.
He does kind of have beardo look to him. Yeah. Let's just go. Okay, we have homeless Liver King AIDS face. Let's see what goes on here.
You, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm going to choke that motherfucker out. Lights out. I'm going to choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens. Because, like, to wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you could break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping. Because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for. That's what I'm. What if he actually does what he's saying? What if that would be interesting?
There's no sense in this. This guy is like very not on Earth. He's on drugs for sure.
Well, he's definitely on steroids. Here's his next one.
Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us.
So apparently he wants to fight because Joe Rogan mentioned him on his podcast and talked about like there's no way he could look that jacked. Like there's no way a 40-something-year-old dude looks like that without boosting some steroids, which it came out later that he was doing. Did you know that he was doing steroids just by how he looked? Just throwing it out there. Could you tell?
Yeah.
Did you know he was doing $11,000 worth of steroids a month?
What the fuck? How is this man alive?
Yeah, no wonder he's losing his.
Dude's gonna be
mind.
dead in
That's
5 years.
mad cow disease from the raw meat he was eating. I gotta agree with that. I mean, look at this. He's an animal.
This
Yes.
is brain rot, Craig. Why are you making us watch this?
Because listen, this was one of the most popular influencers about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. He was huge.
Yeah.
And as we see all the time, and I watched the Netflix documentary, like he talked about how he was looking for something to allow him to get famous. He was trying to get that shine on him. And the whole thing's a bit. Obviously, it's not real, right? Yeah, he may eat liver and stuff like that, but it was all a character, right? And I think that's what you're seeing here. But obviously, that character kind of fucked around and found out, because there is more to this, as he did try to go to Austin. And I'm gonna say this right now, going back to the Alex Jones video. When I saw that yesterday, before all this came down, I was like, Alex Jones is a fucking nutbag, right? And then sure enough, it's like, Liver King has been arrested. And I'm like, oh shit, he's actually been arrested. And so here he is actually being arrested. That's him.
This man probably never showers.
I was about to say, I bet he stinks.
Yeah.
Just reeks of testosterone and
urine,
blood.
Yeah, he's just peeing all over himself. So yeah, he ended up getting arrested for literal like terroristic threats. That's a pretty hardcore charge. You know?
You're not in your right of mind if you're doing things like that. You're just not.
Roid rage.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Right. Let's see what the penalty is for terroristic threats in the United States.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't acting like this before now, considering $11,000 a month. Hello? Why did it take till now to get to something like this?
All right, so a terroristic threat, thank you, internet.com for this, says is a crime that involves threatening to commit a violent felony with an intent to cause evacuation of a building, place of assembly, or faculty, or facilitate a public transportation, or otherwise to cause serious public inconvenience or in reckless disregard of the risk of causing such inconvenience. That doesn't seem like he wants to fight Joe Rogan, but either way, in Michigan, you get up to 20 years imprisonment, $20,000. But this is in Texas here. Let's see if we can find. Oh, in Texas, a terroristic threat is generally charged as a Class B misdemeanor, punishable with up to 6 months in county jail and a maximum fine of $2,000, but can be elevated to a Class A misdemeanor or a third-degree felony in certain circumstances. So yeah, I mean, he could be in some pretty deep shit here pretty quick if he's actually charged with anything here, if he's getting taken in. So there you go. That's the update on the Liver King. I'm sure everybody was going about. Would you like, hey, let's just say, I know everyone here is spoken for, right? Meg married. Yes. You said 10 years. Mm-hmm. Mally engaged, right? I'm over here, and Blabs is Blabs. Let's just say, from a female perspective, if a guy walks up,
what was that?
you don't like to talk about your personal situations, which is why I was trying to gloss over it. And then
you totally didn't do that. Thank you. Keep going. Go on. Try to salvage it, bro. Go on.
Listen, in the event that everyone was single here, and a guy walked up to you that looked like the Liver King, and he was around your age, right? He was like totally jacked, but it was very clear he was on steroids. Would you have any interest?
No. None at all.
I'm asking you, Blabs.
Fuck, dude.
I'm asking.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Look at that. That's no.
Okay.
There's nothing attractive about a guy who is willing to sacrifice his health to look a certain way, to be like a fucking gym rat. Like, that's it. Like, you're allowed to work out. You're allowed to be healthy. You're allowed to grow some muscle if you want to look a certain way. You're not allowed to start taking pills to, or whatever you're doing, taking shit to make yourself look a different way. That's crazy. That's sacrificing yourself.
At what point, and this is actually just a general question, because like at a certain point when you're like my age, this is just a thing that happens. You hear all these commercials for like, the testosterone, right? Yeah. So Mally, I'm just curious, just me being curious. I don't do like the testosterone, but I know a ton of guys who do, and they're like, dude, you got to do it. And for me, I'm always like, well, that's steroids, right? Like that's more or less what you're doing. It's just a very low dosage of steroids. And I've always been told steroids is bad, but they're like, no, it's just like a little bit. It's not like a ton. So do you feel the same way about that?
That's an interesting question, because like I have family members who have had to be put on like hormone replacement therapy for whatever different medical reasons that they have. And in those justified moments, it doesn't feel like a steroid. It feels like something that they need because their body isn't supplying them with the parts of them that they need. And so I feel like it's definitely situational. I don't consider, I would not personally call it a steroid just outright. Maybe it's just because I'm Gen Z and conditioned with the whole trans movement and everything. I still have a knee-jerk reaction whenever I hear hormone replacement, whatever, but there are situations medically where it really is just needed, and I back that because that's needed. Chemical imbalances, whatever the chat's saying. Yeah, exactly like that. But when it's just because you want to be trans or when it's because you want to be a rhinoceros muscle-wise, no, I don't support it.
Well, I do know that when you do those testosterone treatments, when you get older as a man, you have to do it in a certain way or else it doesn't work. You could complicate things further with your health. So they give you a plan and a treatment plan. And I believe that you can do it like on and off, like 3 months on, 3 months off, 3 months on, 3 months off. So you have to follow a certain regimen in order for it to be healthy and for it to work. Versus $11,000 worth of steroids.
Right. Worth of just hooking it straight in, just pumping it in your eyeball.
An IV of steroids.
Okay, question for you guys in the chat. Like, how many of y'all, and just curious, only say if you want, obviously, but how many of y'all are on the whole TRT thing, the testosterone replacement therapy? Because it's something like I said, I have friends who are my age who are like, dude, it changed my fucking life. Like, I have so much energy.
That have done it and said that it's changed their life.
So like, I imagine this is one of those things where like, we go on like a week break and I come back and I'm like, what's up, everybody? I'm here to do science. I'm like really fucking jacked. Come back all, oh, Craig got his TRT, didn't he?
Like, I think we need to have an intervention with Craig, guys.
Why is Craig so moody all the time? It's crazy.
Well, someone said, the Lance Armstrong defense. I'm assuming that was directed at me, which that's totally fine. But you have to remember that everybody's body is different. And sometimes there are men that lose more testosterone than other men. And so they try to do things to replace that testosterone because your body actually needs it, especially as it deplenishes when you get older. So it's not a steroid. It's to replace a natural hormone that is beginning to deplenish in your body.
Yeah, that is natural. Just like every other part of your body deteriorates as you get older, that part does too. You got to take care of it.
I asked the chat, would you take TRT? So throw it in the chat. Whatever your answer is, totally fine with me. That's cool. I'm not going to judge either way. Marius says, Liver King got mad cow disease from all that raw beef he was eating. Thanks, Marius. 90 Dragoons says, the Liver King, the man who built his whole business, his whole brand on, you can be like me, and I did it naturally. Meanwhile, he's done so many roids that he is blind in one eye now. Want to know what a grifter looks like? This is what a grifter looks like. Fuck him. Thanks. 90 Dragoons. Appreciate that. Zenarian came in, says, speaking of furries, I had a shower thought recently.
Shower thoughts.
Are furries from different regions more likely to identify with animals from those regions? Are Australians more likely to be koalas or kangaroos? And Americans, coyotes and eagles?
I love this question, actually. That's fucking funny. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good, buddy. These are questions that I don't have the answer to, but I appreciate those thoughts.
Listen, shower thought and furry in the same sentence was not what I was prepared for.
No, neither, for sure. Tenarian says, hey now, I don't kill random animals to get jacked. I'm already ripped. I just happen to live in a very remote place where we're taught to take advantage of all possible food resources while also respecting them. That's why we let the animals live free.
But are you Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse ripped?
Hey, Tenarian, post a picture of your abs and make sure to tag Meg on them on X. She's very curious. Tenarian came back and says, I'm single, jacked without using steroids or even a gym. Got a house and garden, can provide food even at the worst times, and I even grow my own vegetables. Good with animals, and I make decent money. Taking wife applications. Note, must like PlayStation 2 games.
Contestant number 2.
Damn.
What's your
Wow.
favorite game to play on your PlayStation?
You know,
I'm taken, but damn, dude, speaking my language. There's my PS2.
dang.
Imagine it's like with like mirror on the wall. And it's like all the princesses for Lord Farquaad.
I was
Hey.
just thinking like the match game where like they have the contestants sitting behind the wall, and they got the 3 contestants on the other side of the wall, and they have to ask them questions.
We should bring Tenarian out and do a dating game at an event. Like if you want to come in from the Faroe Islands, where you live in the middle of nowhere, and maybe when we do a side scrollers event, we do it. I would love to be dating game host and find you a mate.
That would be so funny. Oh my gosh.
That would be awesome. I would love that. All right, guys, we are at 12 of our goal of 20 yellow supers for the day. Let's see if we can get to our goal of 20 for Montez and show Meg what Montez is, because she has no idea what I'm talking about right now. So let's go ahead and hit that. Game Hunter came in and says, Asperger's syndrome. None of my friends or classmates made fun of me. It was actually the school administrator and counselors was discriminating against me. I used to play for my high school football. 1 CIF. Let's go, Game Hunter. What a stud you are. Max says TRT comes off to me as either a shortcut to a lifestyle change or just wanting to fight aging. Eating decent, moving around, getting good sleep, and drinking water is something too many neglect. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate
Just
that.
saying, but there's a lot of suggestions in the chat from side connections, side dating, mate scrollers.
We're doing that'd be a pretty fun like dating app. Mate scrollers, where you just scroll to the left and scroll to the right.
We'll collab. Me and Craig will bring back Singled Out, and we'll call it something else.
Let's go. Love it.
Oh my God.
Love that. That's excellent. Oh, I got Retromeister says, it's those like the Liver King that justify the existence of toxic masculinity that feminine activists use against all men in culture and society. Guy Rice says, note that furries always identify as the cool or cute animals. You never see one identifying as a mole rat or something. Oh, man. Mercenary says, steroids can't do this alone. Mad cow disease. Yes, that's the overarching theory in the chat. All right, let's see if we can get one more story in here before we hit to our say adieu today. Okay, just a real quick hit here. We're working to have Ross on. He's not going to be able to make it in on Friday. But Ross from Accursed Farms has this giant initiative called Stop Killing Games. And there's an overview of this, which I think is just I found this channel. It's really great. I encourage you guys to go check it out. It's called Bubble Brian over on YouTube. He has about 21,000 subscribers right now. And he gives like really fast recaps of things. So go check out his channel. You can see I'm already subscribed down here. But here's a quick recap of the Stop Killing Games stuff so we can talk about it. Here it is. Baby time. Okay.
Stop Killing Games is a movement started by Ross Scott, owner of the channel Accursed Farms. The movement's goal is to force game devs to have an end-of-life plan for their games, so people's games won't be unplayable once the servers shut down. Something that happened to the Ubisoft game The Crew. Sadly, YouTuber Pirate Software misrepresented the initiative, claiming Ross was asking for all live service games to have a single-player mode and have their servers run indefinitely when he just wants games to be made with post-support functionality in mind. The bad PR really hurt the campaign, as with less than 40 days left, the EU petition has less than half the needed signatures. So make sure to spread the word and sign the petition if you live in the EU, as this succeeding could ensure our games are playable for years to come. That's 47 minutes saved. See you next time.
Okay, so there's the quick TLDR. Love that concept. Great job there, Bubble Brian, for that video. So yesterday, Ross came out with this video saying that he is ending the Stop Killing Games initiative here. And a lot of people have been saying, like, why? What's the deal? And there's a lot of stuff behind this. Like I said, I'd much rather talk with somebody than about somebody on the show. But to kind of give everybody a rundown of what this looks like, this is like a great case study on how, like, pretty much gamers have zero rights when it comes to digital purchases. And Ross is trying to fix it and just got buried under apathy and misinformation and corporate indifference. And this centers up with this guy named Pirate Software. We've talked about him on the show before. He has blown up in the last few years. He's a big streamer that he's also a developer of games and such. So his thoughts on this was like, this is a really bad really bad idea. This stop killing games things. He was looking at it from a developer standpoint. He's like, this is horrible. And he put out this tweet, really long tweet right here, where he's kind of justifying what he's talking about. And he quickly went in and actually deleted this tweet. You say right here, it says, hey, Pirate Software, why did you delete this tweet? You realize too late that it makes you look like a fucking moron. And he goes and tries to justify why he feels certain ways. With that said, we've had Ross on before, and I think as opposed to us just trying to give you the rundown, I'd rather talk with Ross about this. And Sam on our back end team was like, hey, it'd be great if you talk about this tomorrow. Like I said, I'd much rather talk with somebody than about somebody. So we're going to see what we can do about getting him on. He's apparently making the rounds right now. He can't come on Friday, so we'll see if we can get him on Monday. Or just early next week to kind of talk about this a little bit more, because I think his cause is really good. The idea is justified. I'm all about consumer rights and customer rights, making sure that when you buy something, you actually have a product, and it doesn't end. So we can dig into that a little bit more. Have either of you, Meg or Mally, heard about this initiative, the Stop Killing Games initiative, prior to right now?
No, I haven't.
It goes back to the, there's a long form discussion about digital media versus physical media, and, all games that are always online. And there's one game in particular called The Crew 2, which was developed by Ubisoft, that just kind of like ended. And it's like, these people bought a game and the product just stopped working after a certain amount of time. So, do you really own the product? Which was kind of the big thing. So much so that there's actually a lawsuit over this happening right now. And Ross is looking to get some legislation specifically in Europe, if I remember correctly. So anyways, we'll see where all that goes with that. So hang tight. I know a lot of you guys want to hear us talk about that, but I want to make sure we're talking with Ross as opposed to about Ross. Jay Toma came into the tent, says generational differences. We had a mentally handicapped guy who would sweep court at halftime. Everyone would chant his name. No one would have tolerated him being bothered. 1,000%. You embrace the differences. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Tenarian says, get Poppy as a contestant on the dating show. I might hop on the first flight. Do you think she'd be impressed by my boat? It's not that big, but I have one. Good for you, Tenarian. It says, I live on an island after all. Speaking of which, she's due another appearance. Yes, Tenarian, you've been very generous today. Thank you very much. Where's Poppy and her coffee for Tenarian? There she is. Hey, Poppy, great to see you again. You want to come on a dating show? You do? Oh, good. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Game Hunter says, I need to start working out again. I used to do 1,000 to 1,500 push-ups, sit-ups, and 10 to 15 miles daily back in my high school and college days. What? What?
Wow.
Is that all you did? Was workout? Still kept my cardio with my training, Craig. You can get Gyllenhaal abs. Yeah. Again, an anime character over here, Game Hunter series, is ridiculous. All right. We do have about 15 super chats to get to. It doesn't look like we're going to hit our Montez goal today, but that's cool. Unless you guys really want to show Meg Montez, which I'm sure she'd love. With that said, Meg, Mally, want to give you guys the opportunity to bounce before we get to some of these bigger super chats. But real quick, before we highlight you guys, I want to let everybody know, available over on Rumble right now. We have over 400 folks watching on Rumble as well. Great to see everybody on Rumble right now. If you go to our page and you click this link right here, the Side Scrollers Plus link, it'll take you directly to Side Scrollers Plus. You can literally click it right there. Right there. They have added this for us. Isn't that great? So go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate that. You guys watching over on Kick, it's great to see you guys. Make sure you hit the follow button down here. You can also gift memberships and subs if you want to. And you guys hanging out over on Kick, we haven't on Twitch, we haven't forgot about you guys either. Make sure you guys come over here and use your free Amazon Prime sub on us. And of course, you guys hanging out over on Plus, we genuinely appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you guys in just a few minutes. Coming up in about 90 minutes, when for the first time ever, Blabs will be checking out American Pie. And we're going to be joined by Eric from Yumi in the Movies and Cecil from Good Bad Movies.
Flicks.
Did I say flicks? Movies, flicks? Good Bad Flicks. Yes, there you go. Sorry. Cecil and Eric will be joining us as Blabs checks out American Pie. Both those guys joining us are tremendous movie buffs and have a lot to say about that movie. So think it'll be like pop-up video. You remember pop-up video, Meg? Yeah.
Pop-up video.
Let's go. Oh, all right. Mally, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, if you want to find me in about an hour, I will be live playing Wii Sports Resort on my Rumble channel. If you want to check out all my VODs, they're there too. I'm also on X, Instagram, TikTok, and all those other places if you guys like my shorts and my videos and hearing me yell at my phone.
Look at how happy you are in your thumbnail.
So cute.
Yeah, you gotta pose. You gotta take a good photo, man.
Blabs, will you do this for us, please? If we can put you in a thumbnail like this.
Uh...
All right. What about you, Meg?
You guys can find me on my channel, MeggieMove32. Everything on social media is at MeggieMove32 as well. My show on the subject is live every Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 Eastern. And tonight, I know you guys had my buddy Lumpy on not too long ago.
Yeah.
Him and I have a new show called Playback Request Live on the Playback Request Live channel here on Rumble. And that's at 6:30, 7:30 Eastern tonight. And then I occasionally go live on the weekends called Off the Subject.
Hell yes. Love that. Well, Meg, it's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
For sure. Everyone go obviously follow Mally, follow Meg. And we look forward to having both you girls back, both you ladies back again soon. Appreciate your time. And we'll see you guys later on.
Thanks for having me. It was nice playing Greg. Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. See you guys. See you, ladies. You can find the links down below. Obviously, you can go check them out. Make sure you get them a little follow spike over on Rumble, as they are deep into the Rumble fun. Let's get to some supers, Blabs.
Okie dokie. So, Gaming for one says if a bucket of AIDS was a real person. Jay Thomas says Liver King was forced to admit he took steroids, not all natural diet. He claimed roid rage is a thing. Marissa says this is why you don't eat brains. Mad cow disease. Wes says Cryge should DMT and talk to the Clockworks elves on Plus. Don't actually do it. The elves are demons.
The elves are demons.
Right. Mercer says he only realized once he gets a prison sentence. JJ says British cigarettes burn pretty well too. Chick says much better to watch than G&G Daily Sausage Fest.
Let's go.
Nice,
Hey, by the way,
pretty well too.
we're not in
How do
competition.
I hear
with
myself?
G&G. Oh, because it was going through. Sorry, it's my fault. We are not in competition with G&G. We love those guys over there. With that said, you're goddamn right.
Mercy says, God, please help her soul family and the Foxes. I'm not sure some of these are clearing on my end, but Cthulhu says, let's face all of Mel Brooks' movies should be considered offensive.
Yes.
Cthulhu says, Melly is here. Shut up and take my money. She's best mouse. Reese says, Amy Poehler's only best gig was a Conan O'Brien's sister. Frost says we need Maggie and Kirsche to make an ASMR video together where they say stuff in seductive voices. Oh no.
Oh my.
Pally Dan says Craig obviously hasn't had Cajun fried turkey. It's so juicy and tasty. Louisiana Thanksgiving with the candied yams and boudin is best Thanksgiving.
Boudin. And Pally Dan, let me tell you, I have had it, but I've only had it during Thanksgiving. And you disqualified yourself by saying during Thanksgiving, which is the only time I have turkey.
Oh, anyway. Nader says
It's
spiders
delicious,
from
by
a
the way.
toilet. And I think we got this one, maybe not most. That's the only good thing about turkey is that nobody thinks it's weird when I put thing up its butt.
Huh. Well,
Okay,
that's a
thanks.
great way to close there, Mo. All right. Once again, in 90 minutes from now, we are going to be joined. We're going to be heading over to Side Scrollers Plus. I would legit love if you took this opportunity to open up a new tab and join us over on Plus, where in 90 minutes we're watching American Pie. Looking forward to that. I can't wait to see Blab's reactions in real time as we do that. We'll be setting up the show very, very shortly. That over on Side Scrollers Plus, and yeah, it's going to be a really, really great time. We have putting on a lot of stuff, a lot of time to produce some lot of fun things for you guys over there. With that said, guys, we will see you guys when we're back at it tomorrow, when we are joined by
Oh, Kirsche.
Kirsche, the Fox Lady. which will be great. Looking forward to seeing you guys then. But until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day. See you later on Plus in 90 minutes. Bye-bye.
Fatality.